Welcome to the Eric Thompson Show. Passionate conservative fighting to preserve our constitutional rights.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
A Marine Corps veteran and family man whose life's creed is faith, family, and country. Join Eric today as he covers current events from a conservative worldview. Now, here's your host, Eric Thompson.
Hi, welcome to another Eric Thompson Show podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. It's Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. Hopefully you guys had a great day. I'm still winding down. Been busy all day, but we got to knock this out because we're going to go over today one of the first solutions, one of the first issues that has to be dealt with if we're going to turn the country back around. We're going to go over how to fix the immigration problem here in the United States of America. Thank you for sitting in. Please share this podcast with your friends and family. My website is eric-thompson-show.com, eric-thompson-show.com, or you can try just typing in ettalkshow.com. That should forward over to the website where you can see all my articles and download some of my other podcasts. I'm a political writer, and I own a couple small social media platforms. One is magabook.com. The other one is twellet.com. Those are my Facebook, Twitter alternatives to make sure that we always have free speech in the future. I guess I'm kind of a prepper in social media platforms to make sure that we're not silenced. When the founders of our country were thinking everything through, when it came to immigration, they thought, well, we can't leave it up to these states to decide who a U.S. citizen is, because people are going to be crossing over state lines to go to other states. So we're going to, in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 4, the Congress granted the power to establish a uniform rule of naturalization. By expressly allocating this power to Congress, the Constitution prevents the confusion that would result if individual states could bestow citizenship. The problem is, when the 14th Amendment rolled around and the country was dealing with making sure that former slaves and their families had equal rights and citizenship upon birth, there was an assumption, according to the records that I'm looking at, and I think it was a House member or senator from Michigan that sponsored the 14th Amendment. In the debate on the floor, they said, well, of course, foreign nationals, people that are here on work, aliens, their children wouldn't be given birthright citizenship if they were born here. So, oh, yeah, that's right. Well, let's just go ahead and get this 14th Amendment pushed through. Because of that, we have a mess. We have people from around the world, South America, China, India, they come over right before the women come over right before they're due, have the baby, citizenship, fly home. Bam, anchor into the country. That's just one of the problems we're having. But I want to start with the foundation that the Congress can change, modify, or even eliminate immigration permanently, ongoing, modified for a short period of time. They can do whatever they want, and that is crucial to the plan that I have to try to fix immigration in the United States. We've known, even before Ronald Reagan, that there, after World War II, the Becerra program, workers were coming up from South America, especially Mexico. They were given work visas, and then when the season was over, they would go home. But then over time, their children started to not go home. So then we had this growth of illegal aliens working but not actually in the system. Well, Ronald Reagan, they said, hey, look, there's 3-4 million of them. let's just get them citizenship and let's just start over. We're going to fix immigration. We're going to fix everything if you just give these guys amnesty, men and women. So he did. But they never fixed immigration after he did that. The last estimates I saw in my research, which was about 5 years ago, we're in the 20 million, 25 million. Who knows how many illegal aliens are in the country now? From over 150 different countries, according to Governor Abbott of Texas. So we're in a country of about 340 million with about 10% of our population in the country illegally, and we don't know who most of them are. Thus, if they commit crimes, we don't know who they are. We do know some of them, as we catch them, are doing human trafficking, are running drugs, fentanyl, and other drugs for the cartels. We do know that they're involved in organized crime, local gangs, rapes, stabbings, carjackings. There's an argument I hear saying it's immoral to not let people from other countries come in. So I always ask a question, is it moral that the United States government allows people to come in the country unvetted when some of them turn around and kill, maim, rape, destroy their lives, American citizens? Is that moral? Why is the economic migrants, which are 99.9% of these people coming to the border, they want work or better work, not because they're fleeing a dangerous situation back home? Is it more moral to give them jobs while some of them are going to hurt Americans? No, the answer is no. So when Barack Obama was in, he ran on the idea that he was going to somehow maybe get an amnesty bill through or help the illegal aliens. So after a few years in office, they start pressuring him. What are you going to do, Barack? What are you going to do, President Obama? You promised. What are you going to do? Well, I can't do anything. I'm not a king. I can't just make stuff up on my own. I can't do that. It's going to have to go through the Congress. It's divided. He kept saying, no, I can't. Well, one day he could, by the way. One day, all of a sudden, he woke up, he could. What happened? What Barack Obama did as the chief executive officer of the United States, as then a prosecutor along with the Department of Justice, decided we are going to use prosecutorial discretion in dealing with illegal aliens, especially the children of illegal aliens that came into the country, which means we're going to decide as prosecutors that we're not going to prosecute those people. We're going to call them DACA, Deferred Action of Childhood Arrivals. We're going to defer the action. That's our prosecutorial discretion. That's what we're going to do. Now, see, the courts have always recognized the special role of prosecutors in the criminal system, so they don't typically challenge prosecutors and not the way they want to prosecute a case. I did some research back in 1935 in a case in front of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court described the prosecutor, in their opinion, as the servant of the law. That's what a prosecutor is supposed to be. The twofold aim of which is that guilt shall not escape. So guilty people don't get away. And innocence suffers. That's supposed to be the role of a prosecutor. In the Bible, in Romans 13, it says the same thing. The government's job is to punish the evildoers and to assist the law keepers. The good citizens, the government's supposed to be an ally with. The lawbreakers, they're supposed to be the enemy with. So what Obama did, and I believe Obama is actually running the Biden administration. That's why I call it the Biden administration. What they're doing is they've continued this prosecutorial discretion to not prosecute because of what Obama did and liberal judges on the federal courts, now there's some judges that are defending the decision to defer and to not prosecute. It's not fair. Well, Obama let him do this, and because the program's in motion, you can't just stop it, Trump. So President Trump ran into it all the time. Now, the reason why this is so damning is that the Department of Justice set up, there's U.S. code from the DOJ. 1907, Title 8, the U.S. Code, 1324A. So if you look up Title 8, USC 1324A, it actually lists out from the Department of Justice what is considered criminal when dealing with aliens. So if the government, if the executive branch and the Department of Homeland Security Secretary wasn't using prosecutorial discretion and treating everybody equally, then you wouldn't have governors and you wouldn't have mayors and you wouldn't have Homeland Security letting people come in. And now to the point that Mayorkas from Homeland Security said, the people coming up that are claiming asylum, we're not going to send them to a judge anymore where they have to prove it. We're just going to have some of our low-level admin people ask them, do you feel like you're at risk if you go home? If they say yes, granted. Here's a free iPhone or a free phone, and we'll keep touch with you. In 3 or 4 years, you can go in front of a judge and explain why you shouldn't be sent back. So let's go over a little bit of the U.S. Code. The reason why is I want to show you that this abuse of the prosecutorial discretion is overriding what the Department of Justice had put in writing should not be happening. So what shouldn't be happening is happening because of this overarching cloak of non-activity from those in power. It says that this U.S. Code 1324A prohibits aliens from being smuggled into the country, from using domestic transportation to bus them around. It's illegal to conceal or harbor them, to encourage or induce the unauthorized aliens to enter the United States and engaging in a conspiracy or aiding and abetting of any of the preceding acts I just mentioned. It goes on. Alien smuggling, domestic transporting, harboring. It's illegal, it's illegal, it's illegal. These non-governmental organizations, these GMOs, the Catholic group and the Lutheran group that's transporting these people around to homes, that's illegal. It's all illegal. But hey, when you're not prosecuting, when you're like in L.A. and other cities where people can shoplift $900 and nobody can stop them, then is it really? It's not a crime, then, right? It is on the books, but if no one's prosecuting them, then it's not a crime. So, the founders set up the Congress to be responsible to set up a standardized way of dealing with immigration. It's been modified back and forth, and now it's in shattered. It's just worthless because the executive branch is using prosecutorial discretion to not prosecute people in the country so they can violate Title 8, U.S. Code 1324, all they want with no repercussions. I looked up, findlaw.com had a definition of what this means. Prosecutorial discretion is when a prosecutor has the power to decide whether or not to charge a person for a crime and which criminal charges to file. They can even offer a plea. Well, you guys are illegally, remember, but we're going to work on a pathway to citizenship. Yes, you're violating the law, you're here legally, but I'm going to do a plea deal with you. If you're a good boy for 10 years, then you can be a citizen, even though you broke every rule up till now. It's a broad power that gives prosecutors the authority to do these things. And when you have unethical globalists in the executive branch and a communist open borders fanatic like Alejandro Mayorkas running DHS, that is why it's so bad down at the border that last year, according to borderreport.com, over 2 million people were actually encountered, but that doesn't include the million plus that were not. So a rough estimate, over 3 million people from over 150 different countries poured into our country last year. I live outside of Fresno, which is like one of the largest cities in California. That's like 4 or 5 times the size of Fresno walked in or through our ports of entry or drove in or flew in and took off. And guess what? This year it's supposed to be worse. As a matter of fact, in March, a record 221,203 illegal aliens were apprehended. It's just, so what do we do, right? They just keep pouring in. If there's already 30 to 40 million illegal aliens in the country and they keep pouring in, then what happens is, I believe, is the globalists want to flood the country with so many different foreign nationals that eventually, if they have the power, they'll spread them out throughout the country, give them citizenship. If they get 2/3 of the legislatures and the Senate in the House, then they can actually change the Constitution. So you flood the country with people, you give them goodies, then you offer them amnesty. You guys, if you're citizens, we're going to need your help to switch the Constitution so it's more equitable, and then that'll be the end of our constitutional republic. That's what I think is underway. When we get back from the break, I'm going to explain to you how we stop it. About a year and a half ago, my wife and I were tired of paying ridiculously high cell phone bills that I could not guess what they were going to be, because at the time I was with T-Mobile, after leaving AT&T, after leaving Sprint before that, trying to get a bill that was reasonable and understandable, they were charging me if I went over my data or somebody in the household, all of a sudden my bill would go from $180 to $240, $260 because somebody went over on their data, and I got tired of it. I heard about Pure Talk USA out of the Atlanta, Georgia area on Rush Limbaugh years ago. I finally said, I'm going to give them a shot. My website is getpuretalk.com, getpure, P-U-R-E, talk.com. If you're like what I was back then, if you need to save money right now because of inflation, and you can use an extra $800 to $1,000 a year by switching, just cash you keep to help pay your bills, go ahead and leave the major carriers that have all those buildings and staffs and advertising budgets, which is why they have to charge so much. Head over to getpuretalk.com. Choose your plans. When you check out, use my promo code. It's 3 letters, FLS, for liberty's sake, FLS at checkout. You'll get 50% off your first month. The nice thing is, they're going to send you your SIM cards in the mail. You pop them into your existing phones. You don't need to get new phones. You keep the same phone numbers. But when you put the SIM cards in, you turn your phones on, guess what? You're on the same 5G network you were, same tower, same everything for about half the cost. That's it. If you could lower your bill about half and have everything the same, why wouldn't you? Of course you would, because I did it, and I am pretty smart. So head over to getpuretalk.com. CEO is a U.S. veteran. They're located, like I said, Atlanta, Georgia area, and they don't charge you if you go over on your data. Hannity's listeners are jumping on board, Clay and Buck, and a lot of mine over here at the Eric Thompson Show and Christian Talk are doing it. So check it out. GetPureTalk.com, promo code FLS. Thank you for doing that. Okay, here's my plan. Now, people that read my articles and people that I speak to on my social media platforms and other media sources that I'm on, they're kind of moderate. Well, the illegals are here, and the children, it's not their fault. So we really can't do anything about them. If we don't do something about the 30 to 40 million that are in here. Now, let's say you think my numbers are crazy and there's 20 million. If you don't think we have to do something about the 20 million from over 150 different countries in our country, unvetted, then we can't stop the globalists. They've won. If you're not willing to go deconstruct, reverse, just like the old video VCRs, when you rolled it, go bleep, 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 and you roll it back. If you're not willing to take the people that came in illegally and say, I'm sorry that you were misled by our unethical politicians, or you should have never snuck up in our country. And I don't care if you've been hiding. We got you now. It's out. The plan is this. Congress, big red wave in 2022 in November coming up. Starting in 23, they laid the groundwork for gutting immigration. If Trump gets in or DeSantis in 24, in 25, they give it to, okay, here you go. Sign this. We're going to stop asylum. We're going to stop amnesty. We're going to stop basically immigration right now. Yes, they can do that. That's their constitutional job. United States has no immigration. We're not accepting, that's it. Nobody can come in and nobody can become a citizen except for the birthright citizenship issue, which we can't fix because we don't have, the states are too divided. But if they can't come in the first place, then they can't have anchor babies. So, number one, we have to stop all immigration legally. Number two, then I would personally, I don't think they'll do it, I would do some military exercises on our southern border with joint exercises with Mexico while the wall is being built. No cartel activity, no fentanyl, nothing's coming in then. Once the wall is built, nobody can get citizenship. Then we take our resources and we start to open our door swinging out. And we go to the employers and say, E-Verify, you have 60 days to get rid of the people that you've been employing that you know are not citizens. Hey, IRS, Treasury Department, no payments can be made to anyone who's not a citizen. No Social Security checks, no tax returns, nothing. Stop funding anything that deals with people in the country illegally, and they will go home. They'll self-deport. Now, the globalists, they would scream at me if they could. Because, see, in a naive world, you can have millions of people, some are fleeing from criminal past, some hate Americans, some are racist, some are good people, but you can't have millions of people in a country that don't respect your laws and borders and think that that is not going to grow to basically destroy the foundations of the country. But that's exactly what Ilhan Omar, Jamal, AOC, the Great Reset, UN Agenda 2030, China, India, that's what they want. They want the United States to be a marginal, highly divided states of America. They won't take a stand for Israel or anything. And then what happens is China can keep growing and expanding, take over Hong Kong, Taiwan, take over the whole region. India keeps growing. You know that China is opening a coal power plant, I think, every 2 or 3 weeks while we're trying to cut our emissions to zero. China and India, actually, the two biggest polluters, are expanding. Just found out that the oil that was taken out of our national emergency reserves was actually sold over to Europe. So much for taking pressure off of our gas prices. So, stop immigration, build the wall, stop funding people and supporting people here illegally. That's how we fix immigration. Anything less than that is an exercise in futility. I don't know if American patriots have the gut for that. I don't know if we have the numbers for that. But if you have a different idea that you think would work, you can always email me at eric@eric-thompson-show.com, eric@eric-thompson-show.com, and say, well, yes, but we could try this also. Now, I'm open to hearing it. But this is my plan for fixing the immigration problem in the United States of America. My second sponsor, MyPillow. I love MyPillow. Been with them for a long time now. We have thousands of customers, I believe, at this point that have used our promo code of FLS, just like Pure Talk. They have huge sales right now on their sheets. Sheets are really expensive, but right now you can get the Giza sheets, the cotton from Egypt, very soft, very durable. Normally $109 for like $39. Check them out. Get your towels, pillows, normally $69 for $19. If you go to my special link, mypillow.vip. mypillow.vip for very important people. mypillow.vip, promo code FLS at checkout, 60-day money-back guarantee. Over at Pure Talk USA, by the way, there is no contract. There's no reason why not to go to gopuretalk.com to save $800 a year for your family using promo code FLS. And then get your pillows and stuff over at mypillow.vip, promo code FLS. And then the last sponsor here I need to tell you about, and this is important. If you have a 401k, IRAs, and other retirement accounts, the dollar is in trouble because the petrodollar that the world had agreed to use the dollar for energy, Russia and China are talking about going off that. So if the petrodollar went away and our national debt gets too high and inflation's already out of control, there could come a point where the Biden administration, which is working on a digital programmable currency to replace the physical dollar, the money could be in big trouble. So do me a favor. Go to getgoldco.com. Get Goldco. That's the name of the company. Goldco. 5-star rated, A+. They help people shift their retirements into precious metals to make sure that you avoid the inflation, you're still getting a return, and your money is safe. So if you cannot afford to lose your retirement at any portion of it, go to getgoldco.com. No promo code needed. You can get a free, no strings attached, no cost at all, 2022 Wealth Protection Kit. Americans are using it to protect their retirement savings. Hannity's always pitching it on his show. He said, quote, protecting your retirement savings has never been more important. And you can get up to now $15,000 in free silver to do it. This is one of those opportunities you don't want to turn down. Check it out. It's free. At least you're informed. You don't want to have a lot of retirement and wake up and it's half of what it used to be and you can't afford to live on it. When Eric told you you could get a free kit by going to getgoldco.com, order. The bottom it says get your free kit and free shipping now. The kit is 100% free, zero shipping and handling. Plus, if you decide to move forward, you can get up to $15,000 in free silver for shifting it over. Getgoldco.com. So thank you so much for listening in. The next podcast, we're going to go over education because I believe immigration and education are the two biggest problems because Marxists are pouring out of the colleges. So next podcast, we're going to deal with how do we fix the education system in the United States. And then we'll go to the third topic. But hey, again, Eric at ET Talk Show. If you want to feedback, get back with me on Twitter. I'm at ET Talk Show on Twitter. Got about 90,000 people. We can chat with you. Also, head over to my social media platforms, magabook.com, toilet.com. Also, I'm growing pretty quickly over on Truth Social. That's now live. If you're on, hit me up, Eric Thompson, or my little TV station. I'm setting up Maggot TV. So thank you so much. Again, the sponsors, getpuretalk.com, promo code FLS, mypillow.vip, promo code FLS, getgoldco.com. Take care.
Inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm going to pass the savings directly on to you. Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
And use my special code. It's $19.98. Go to mypillow.vip. MyPillow.vip. Promo code is FLS.
We all love smartphones. Isn't it time for a smart plan? Pure Talk USA offers Simply Smarter wireless that covers 99% of Americans. Stop overpaying for wireless. Unlimited plans start as low as $20 per month and include the same great coverage. You never pay for any data overage fees, and Pure Talk USA never turns off your data. No contracts, no hidden fees, no surprises. If you're thinking our absurdly low cost means less coverage, think again. Pure Talk USA operates on the largest GSM network in the U.S. to ensure you're connected virtually anytime, anywhere. And our 4G LTE network provides the fastest internet speeds like more expensive carriers. You can keep your same phone and your same phone number. Add multiple lines to save 20% off your total bill. Go to puretalkusa.com and do something smart today. Unlimited talk and text plans start at $20 per month. No contracts, no activation fees, no reasons not to try. Come to puretalkusa.com and see how much you can save. Enter this promo code to receive
FLS.
50% off your first
promo
month.
code FLS. Go to getpuretalk.com. Getpuretalk.com. Promo code is FLS.
We hope you were encouraged today. Make sure to check out Eric's website for articles, podcasts, and a daily show schedule at www.ettalkshow.com and connect with MAGA supporters on Eric's social media platform, www.magabook.com.